So California just did something great. They have passed a bill banning all for-profit prisons and immigrant detention centers in the state. So now this is Bill AB 32, and it passed on Wednesday and went to Governor Gavin Newsom's desk. Now, what it would do is it would shut down private facilities that hold inmates with criminal convictions. That's generally what a prison is, right? So now it would also shutter privately run facilities for immigrants who are considered civil detainees despite being held in prison like conditions. So now there's about 2,200 people being held by these four facilities in California. The people who did actual criminal stuff, who are criminals, will get sent to other facilities. While I do believe the immigrants will be released, I'm not entirely sure on that. But of course, they have to go somewhere, right? So now, Assemblyman Rob Bonta, who introduced this bill, said in February that the inclusion of immigrant detention centers was a stand against companies that, quote, only care for the almighty dollar. Okay, so now, look, if you want to go against these companies for that reason, well, I'm there for you, right? Because it turns out that these companies actually take lots and lots of taxpayer money and basically pocket most of it and don't put it into conditions. So now there are currently 4 privately operated immigrant detention centers in California. 2 of them, the Mesa Verde Detention Facility in Bakersfield and the Adelanto Ice Processing Center in San Bernardino. They're run by Geo Group, one of the biggest private prison companies in the country. Together, they hold up to 1,900 people. According to the nonprofit Organization for Freedom for Immigrants, Mesa Verde cost taxpayers $119.95 per detainee per day for the first 320 people detained, while Adelanto costs $111.92 per detainee per day for the first 1,455 people detained there. Now, both of those contracts for Geo Group are set to expire next year. So this says we will not re-up that. Okay, that's good. My understanding, according to Hamid Yazdan Pana, an immigration attorney and the regional director for the Northern California Rapid Response and Immigrant Defense Network, said AB 32 would prevent new contracts for these facilities. The fact that they're on a 1-year bridge, it won't allow them to move from the 1-year contract to a longer term contract. Great. Wonderful. Now, 2 other facilities, the Otay Mesa Detention Center in San Diego and the Imperial Regional Detention Facility in Calexico, are operated by CoreCivic and the Management and Training Corporation, respectively. The Imperial facility holds about 700 people. The Otay Mesa Detention Center has a capacity of about 896 people. CoreCivic's contract also expires next year. So that's the details of how many people they hold and their, of course, contract amounts, contract lengths. Now, along with stopping all the public money paying for these prisoners, which, again, is a huge markup from what it actually costs in regular state and federal run prisons, a lot of these detainees in the private prisons are not usually nonviolent. They're usually nonviolent drug offenders. And so there's a reason for that, because these corporations choose those people. They're easier to manage, and they can make a healthy profit off these people. And so the reason that they're shutting down these facilities down, by the way, one of the reasons is because abuse and mistreatment. The 2018 report by the DHS Inspector General found a number of significant health and safety risks at the Adelanto facility, where detainees often had to wait weeks and months to see a doctor and were put in solitary confinement for minor infractions. Solitary confinement is basically considered by the world to be torture. So yeah, shut them down. Shut them down. There should not be a profit motive in depriving people of freedom. Because look, if you have that profit motive, then there will be incentive to lobby the government to pass tougher laws in order to imprison more people. I mean, the Trump administration, speaking about the immigrants, right? The Trump administration has helped these companies out by putting a zero tolerance immigration policies out that put nonviolent immigrants in these facilities. The average detainee at the border, and some of these border facilities outside of California cost over $700 a day per prisoner. And as of June of this year, about 52,000 were held in ICE custody, and around 71% were housed in facilities operated by these private prison companies, ensuring that these people made a crap ton of money. They're getting paid. And so that's the problem here. Now, California just took a big step in stopping that prison for profit. And, they deserve all the credit in the world for that. This is something that we need to happen to shut down these for-profit prisons. I mean, and like people who are conservatives and libertarians, you value freedom, right? Well, I mean, the whole point of these for-profit prisons is to take away people's freedom in order to make money. Well, that's not the whole purpose. The purpose should be rehabilitation and reintroduction into society so that people can become actually successful and add to society, become good taxpayers. And so this does not do that. These private prisons tend to increase recidivism rates so that you will end up coming back and making them more money. That is not something that we should have in this country. And so I'm glad that they made this decision, and let's hope this continues to spread. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.